You know, I heard a lot of disgusting things about this resort. First of all, I heard it was cheap. People were practically naked in the pools, taking shots, getting wasted off of unlimited alcohol, eating like gluttonous pigs, partying from the morning until night.
I don't know if I'm gonna make it, but I'm gonna try!
Yeah, I heard all about it. So I immediately told Brandy, we have to book this. This year is just a year of budget travel for us. Well, I guess it's kind of a year for budget travel for us every year, but this year's extra super low budget. So we decided RIU Republica, an adult all-inclusive in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic, and it's known to be a party resort. A party resort?
We are going on vacation again with our friends Matt and April. They have arrived a day before us. We are looking forward to spending some quality time with them and partying.
I am very excited for the party.
We've had pretty good results with RIUs in the past. RIU usually offers a great value, and this resort was super cheap. But I've seen mixed reviews about the food and the resort itself.
Like some of the reviews are like, there's mold everywhere. There are bugs just crawling all over the walls.
Cockroaches and stuff like that.
Dirty sheets, blood all over the sheets, like someone got murdered. No washcloths in the room, not enough waters. Some people say they went in and they had no air conditioning, no hot water, and their mini fridge were empty. They say the food is awful. Everybody knows that the hot dogs in the sports bar are not edible. I've heard that the drinks at this resort are very watered down.
But the question that you might be asking yourself is RIU Republica really that bad? Is it really a party resort? Well, we're about to find out.
We will find out if all of these are true. I will sacrifice comfort for party life. Party.
Our goals haven't changed. I still have this one thing that I haven't done yet that I am determined to do. We are going to record one of the greatest travel vlog series of all time.
I think this might be the one, folks. I think it might be the one. This series is gonna be what you can expect to see from the RIU Republica now.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes. It's gonna be fun. It'll be a good time regardless.
It's a RIU, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see, right?
I was hoping that I could come in here and say the RIU Republica was much better than what my expectations were. But when it comes to first impressions,
I ended up in a basement.
wow. It's been a long travel day. I tried to sleep on the plane. I can't sleep on planes. I have a hard time. Last night I got maybe 3-4 hours.
Once you get into the Punta Cana airport, it is beautiful. So we walked out to where the transportation center is.
We booked our transportation through RIU, which included a transfer service. At the airport, signage led us to a company called Destination Services. An employee directed us to a shared van where we made several stops at other RIU resorts. Although the drive from Punta Cana International to RIU Republica is usually 30 minutes, the extra stops extended our travel time.
Long travel day, but we made it.
And then we get here to the RIU Republica and the drinks are flowing.
Gonna start this room tour off right. If you drink a little bit more, maybe the room's gonna look better. Our mini fridge is not cold. Since our beers are not cold, I have opted to make myself a rum and cola here. I'm too short, so I can't reach. So there's my rum. So I'm just gonna pour some Pepsi in there, and that's how we're gonna start our day. I planned on just drinking cerveza, but they had other plans for me. All right, let's get this room tour started. Here we go. We are in room 2180. It is a standard king room. When you walk into the room keys turn on your electricity. There is a safe off to the right, a closet with doors that are heavy and hard to move, extra blankets, ironing board, iron. Nothing special. The bathroom, nice big shower, huge shower, completely rusted shower fixtures, but hopefully they work. This room as a whole just seems to be a little bit behind. So this is James's favorite part of every RIU room, the glass shower. There is a hairdryer. We'll check that situation out later. There is the toilet with a toilet bowl cleaner. There are 2 towels. We've read a lot of reviews that there's no washcloths. That is accurate. Our towels look kind of dingy as well. 2 hand towels, 2 towels. That is all, folks. Nothing else.
Not very soft. They've been used quite a bit.
Nothing extra. A very large mirror, which every female will appreciate. You have your mini bar, like I said. It gives you, in your mini bar, you will start out with 4 beers. They're Presidente beers, and then there's only a couple waters, which we'll have to request more waters on the app, and some sodas. This is only stocked every 2 days, which would normally be fine. Like, we won't need all those sodas, but the beer and the water is gonna have to be restocked.
What?
There's Dominican coffee, which I'm very excited about. Dominican coffee is fantastic. And then you have your liquor bar. So you have dry gin, you have vodka, rum, and whiskey. So this is the bed. When we walked in, the very first thing I noticed was the hysterical pillows. There are 3 very small pillows for a king-size bed. They're like the tiniest pillows I've ever seen. They use toddler-sized pillows on a king-size bed. This is what we had to do to make our charger stay in. When we plugged the phone charger in, it didn't stay. So thankfully my husband is handy. So we do recommend bringing tape. There's only a couple outlets in this room. 3 max. There's a dresser, a TV. This is the other interesting thing. The couch is absolutely ugly as can be.
I like it.
But again, like if you look around, the room is definitely used and abused. There are like signs of wear and tear pretty much everywhere you go. So that's pretty much it. There's a balcony here. There is a ceiling fan, which I appreciate. Just a very basic room. It's very basic. I think this might be the most beat up room we've had at a RIU. So here is the balcony. We have a standard king room, so keep that in mind. This is a basic room, but we'll talk about that check-in experience here in just a little bit. So the doors are really light. I'm used to heavy doors. This one's light, but right here is your lock. That is locked when it's up. You can look up there, see that it is locked. And then down here, that is unlocked. You can open your door. And here is our view. There's 2 chairs, an ashtray, an area to dry your swimsuits. Our friends are right there. So you definitely want to make sure that you close your balcony door. I know that it sounds like a great idea to keep it open, allow the outside, the smell to come in, whatever have you. This keeps your moisture out. So that's pretty much it for our standard king room. The standard rooms come in double and king. This one is a king. I think it's first come, first serve. So with our research and playing around on the app on the way here, there is an area where you can request things to be brought to your room. Pillows, drinks, any kind of drink, you can specify what you want. You just add an additional number. So you can do pillows, blankets, pretty much anything in your room. There are no washcloths, so that's also another thing that we will be adding. Hand towels.
Oh.
Like that's what they're using as washcloths, I assume. I don't know what else to say about the room, but yeah, I think that's about it. But I want to talk about our check-in process. We have arrived at the RIU. Our friends greeted us with a cerveza and a water after a long travel day.
Check-in was actually pretty fast. I think Brandy had done a pre-check-in through mobile. That can expedite the whole process for you. We went up to a special desk. Guy checking us in, he knows we have friends, and he says,
"Oh, friends? Your friends?" "Yes." "What's your room number?" And April gave him their room number. And he said, "Oh, okay." So he gets the map out and he said, "You were here in a standard room, but I'm gonna upgrade your room and we'll put you right next to your friends."
he's like, you guys can tip, you don't have to. He just kind of threw it out there real fast. Like, you guys don't have to tip me, but
We help our people out.
when you ask for a tip, it's not the same.
Got a room right next to our friends.
The whole process was really fast.
I'm so excited about this resort because the reviews are interesting. It was a little bit of a walk to our room. Our friends brought us here. I might have struggled finding our room. We were given a map to walk over and a circled map. It would have probably taken us a while to find our room, but we're here now. We did have to walk up all of our luggage up steps. I'm sure there is an elevator somewhere, but we didn't see it. So we walked all of our luggage up. When we got to our room door was open. It was not fully shut, and here we are. It is time to go get a good drink. Find our friends at the pool, even though I'm ready for dinner. I'm not dressing up for dinner tonight. We're going to Mexican.
But RIU Republica doesn't have a Mexican restaurant.
Before it got dark, we went out to the pool, and we're kind of like in the middle pool. I don't really know what it's called yet. I haven't done all my research yet.
Yeah, we've literally been out at the pool for less than a half an hour, and this couple was out here swimming, and he took her swimsuit top all the way up, and they were hardcore making out.
So we were sitting at the pool for a little while, bullshitting, catching up with our friends, and then we went out to the beach, and I saw the beach for the first time, and the beach here is just beautiful. The water is gorgeous, but the waves were a little rough. I don't know, it was a red flag today, let's just say that. But the water looks beautiful, the sand is beautiful, gorgeous right here on this property. The property at first glance looks really pretty, but if you look a little bit closer, you can see it's seen better days. But this room reminds me much of our RIU Reggae Jamaica room. The night starts getting a little fuzzier. We go to the Spanish restaurant. Now, the ladies kept calling it Mexican. It's Spanish.
Not Mexican.
There are 8 restaurants at RIU Republica that you do not have to make reservations for. After you get seated, you can go right up and choose your food from a buffet-style setup. Brandy kept calling the restaurant Mexican because she was craving tacos and quesadillas.
There's no Mexican food at the buffet.
Turns out Olé is actually a Spanish restaurant.
Weird.
There's a difference. And let's just say Brandy was a little tipsy, so I wasn't about to get into a geography lesson at the moment. You know what? I'll just let drunk Brandy tell the story.
So we went to Olé. Olé, 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 Olé. Okay, will you stop talking? Done? Yep. So tonight we went to the Olé restaurant. I was so excited to go to the Mexican restaurant. We go. There's a buffet of non-Mexican food. No, there is potatoes, there is non-Mexican everything. There isn't one Mexican food item. Nah.
There were like a few items on the menu that you could order from. So we all ordered something from the menu.
3 items on the menu. Cod, pig cheek, and there's sirloin.
The food was okay. It wasn't terrible.
I get my food, and I'm eating it, and I'm like, tastes like nothing Mexican because I didn't have any tacos. I had no quesadillas.
Wait,
Tacos. I had
Is it Mexican or Spanish?
0 Spanish or Mexican
Wait,
food.
is it called Spanish?
You know what I had?
You're completely wrong.
Stop.
It's Spanish.
It doesn't even matter.
No, it does.
Because I had
Spanish and Mexican are completely
our deviled eggs.
different things.
Our deviled eggs, either deviled eggs. They failed if it was Mexican, and they failed if it was
I remember
Spanish.
seeing there was a Mexican restaurant here, honestly.
Well, if it was a Spanish restaurant,
Yeah.
what did they do? I ate rice that had some like fresh fish in it.
Might be Spanish, huh?
Yeah, well, guess what didn't have flavor? The rice with fish in it.
I thought you liked your food.
I liked my food at the Mexican restaurant.
It is so good.
Ole, 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 ole. Ole, 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 ole.
So, first restaurant, it was okay. So we leave there, we had some drinks there, and that's, I think, when my buzz really started to kick in after we left there. We kind of just were bouncing around to different bars and stuff, but went and caught some entertainment at the theater. We found a table. It was a show. What you expect at these places. We've been to other RIUs in the past, and the show was pretty much just like how they are at any of the other RIUs. It's just to give you something to do. Bunch of people gathering there. There are a lot of people at this resort, but the resort's so big that it's only like times like those that you really notice how many people are out and about this place. So yeah, we sit there, we watch the show, and the more we sit around, the more tired Brandy and I get.
We got this bar over here, not sure what it is. We got this other bar over here to the left. I'm assuming this is not open all the time.
Getting tired.
I don't know what I'm watching. I think I'm watching, I don't even know.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty bored with this. I'm ready to do something else.
We just experienced the ghetto version of the RIU Republica. I walked into the bathroom and there was 0 lights. There was a hole in the ceiling with no lights. So I had to turn on my flashlight, and I'm sitting there and I'm trying to pee, and I find myself giggling because this cannot be real. It was dark. I have to turn on my flashlight to see the toilet paper. I don't even know.
I don't even get what you're talking about.
We went to the nightclub tonight. Dark as hell. Why so dark in there?
They have like this room set up for all of these lights to be on and party lights and da. But it was dark.
Way darker than what it was when we went to the RIU Reggae, Jamaica. Same nightclub basically, just it felt a little bit smaller. Why aren't they turned on the lights?
And there were so many people crammed into there that we left. I did a couple dance moves and we headed out. That's when Matt and April called it done.
Our friends went to bed, but it was our first night, so we stayed out a little longer. That was a mistake.
Last night was a rough first night. We got here like right before it got dark, so we didn't really have time to explore the resort, which actually bit us in the butt pretty good.
We don't know our way around the resort yet. It's weird because I was looking at the maps on the way here, getting kind of educated on it, and then I stepped foot on the grounds. I'm like, okay, I'm lost. Which way am I going? And yesterday we got here, we did a little room tour, met with Matt and April by the pool, the beach, made it there, but we followed them. They picked us up from the room. We kind of just followed them, not really paying attention, just in the moment, and immediately started drinking. We got lost.
We got separated at night after our friends had went to bed.
I walked away. Next thing you know, I don't know where she's at. And she doesn't know where I'm at. We're walking around trying to find each other.
I really have no idea where I'm going. Trying to find my way back. It's kind of late.
This resort is pretty large.
I had no idea where I was. James had no idea where he was. I ended up in a basement of the resort. I don't know if it was like a literal basement, but the rooms were like single digit. 3 RIU staff members saw me down there, and each of them said, "You don't belong down here. You should not be down here," but not one of them helped me out. It was a little bit scary where I was at. Like, what is down here? What is this? I found the nearest stairs and went up. Still had no clue where I was.
This resort is like a maze to us right now.
But ended up finding my husband.
She saw me walking. We met back up.
Found each other, and
we had only been to a couple places sober last night. So we kind of walked around and then eventually figured out, hey, wait, I remember being here. So I just kind of backtracked from a certain point, and we ended up finding our room.
I was out like a light about 15 minutes later.
So I'm glad I was paying attention at least that one part of the day on how to get back to the room. To avoid confusion on your first day, here are some tips based on my experience. First, I didn't realize from the map just how large this resort was. This was my mistake. I originally thought the entrance was near the south end of the property, but the lobby is actually located elsewhere. This threw me off. At check-in, we were given a new map. For the directions to make sense to me, I needed to flip it because if you're standing in the middle of the lobby facing the check-in desks, the ocean is to your right. So if I would have flipped the map, it would have been easier to understand. Another tip is to walk through the walkways in the center of the resort instead of the hallways, as the hallways are all dark and look the same. Walk through the center and cross over to your room until you get familiar with the layout. Not to mention, these walkways have signs to help guide you. Finally, don't drink too much until you figure out how to get to your room. So that was the mistake that we made yesterday. Now, our first impressions of this resort so far, not so great, but not terrible either. Hear me out. We get into the room and we're like, yeah, this room's seen better days. It's pretty beat up, but it's not terrible. I mean, I don't see any cockroaches yet, but there's no bed bugs. That's good. I took a shower. Water was warm. Not hot, but warm. Warm enough. The plugs in the room, all of them are trash. What's going on with our refrigerator? It was like frozen when we got here yesterday, but it was not cold on the inside. Like nothing was cold, but it was frozen. Today it's like melting. So like I keep getting puddles down on the floor. Can't adjust the temperature in the damn thing because the knob is missing. So I can't get in there. I have to have some needle nose pliers or something to even mess with the temperature. The towels are raggedy. They're not soft. They need to find a new home, and then they need to bring in some brand new ones. And they're not dirty. They just they were white and soft at one time. Now they're like kind of rough and not fresh white as they could be.
It's creepy. All the hallways are dark everywhere. They're very dimly lit. That needs to change. They need to be better lit.
Employees have it's kind of been hit or miss. I don't know how to take them. Most of them seem very friendly, but I feel like they deal with a lot of shitty customers a lot, so it's hard to read them. and that's unfortunate. The pillows are terrible. I slept pretty well on them, but there's not enough of them. For the size of the bed, there needs to be more pillows. After further investigation, I realized that our refrigerator is not even plugged in. Yeah, so I just plugged it in. Of course, I shouldn't have to plug in the refrigerator. That's kind of weird. Okay. I haven't experienced any watered down drinks or anything, but I felt like they were about on par with any other all-inclusive that we've ever been to, drink-wise, how the strength of them and everything. But then again, I wasn't drinking a lot of liquor yesterday, so yeah, I just got drunk off of beer, man. I didn't pregame hard enough. You know, I didn't pregame hard enough.
But yesterday overall was a good day, but the ending was kind of meh.
I don't know how I feel about it yet. So far, it's left a bad taste in my mouth, I'm not gonna lie. But I haven't experienced anything yet. The beach looks beautiful, I will say that. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully things get better, but...
Could have been better.
Looks like you made it to the end of the video. We hope you enjoyed it. You should probably subscribe because there's more where that came from.